Shall I start? Yep. There we are. Hello. Welcome, everybody. I'm calling in from Youth Island in Denmark, an old fort, and that's why you have this background. And we're just showing you how we really are here in this old fort that is now a place for peace, run by youngsters, by youth. I'm Annemarie Voorhoeve from the Netherlands, from the Hague Center, and I'm here with Raghda from Masterpiece and the Youth Alliance, and Marc Buckley. And with us, of course, Chief Verlaine. Thank you so much for being with us, Chief Verlaine, and David Hanson from Hong Kong. And we're going to start with a blessing from Chief Verlaine, but I just want to share first that we're here to share with you what we're doing. We're preparing the contribution of youngsters at the UN Conference for the Future in 2024. So next to us here in the Peace Room in this fort, there is a group of people that are supporting youngsters to really see how they can help move this forward in these coming 11 months to prepare. And we're here to share a little bit with you around that and how also you can contribute to make sure that the voice of the young people is taken just as serious as our voices and as the voices of our global leaders, so that we can come together and really create a world that works for all life forms, all humans, but all life forms as well. And that is also the great teachings of the Indigenous peoples that have been calling out to us for so long. And that's why I'm so glad that you're here with us, Brother Phil, to share that with us and to really make clear what we need to really come into terms with right now, every day again, minute to minute, because that's how you inspire me.
Mm-hmm. Well, my beloved sister, I thank you and all the relatives who are gathered at Youth Island, close to the very beautiful country of Denmark, who I got a chance to visit, in fact, when I was just turned 18. So I have that sense of the place. All the excitement must be there with all the young people coming together and meeting each other and seeing each other. So I'd like to offer that prayer with the understanding that in our Indigenous cultures, as well as seventh generation thinking, we also have prophecies about the seventh generation. This very generation is rising now upon Mother Earth, and that will see the coming of peace on earth, and we'll begin to see what we call the most great peace, which in our prophecies follows the seventh and eighth fire. O Tinkashla Wakantaka, creator of the universe, most beloved one, all powerful one, most kind one, most compassionate one, O most sublime one, creator of the seen and unseen, O blessed beauty, O Ancient of Days, we call upon your holy power this day to give thanksgiving for all the young people of this Mother Earth. And especially we ask special prayers today for those that are gathered at Youth Island, that you might inspire their hearts and minds so that they might bring a gift this 2024 to the United Nations and help the nations of Mother Earth rise up in fulfillment of the sacred prophecies that promise that we will come together in peace. We will awaken to the reality of the prior unity and oneness of a human family. We will understand that all of us are indigenous to Mother Earth. We're all indigenous people of Mother Earth. And we ask Creator of all good things to join this gathering, the young people, all the tribes in the east, from where comes the red sunrise, the south, from where comes new life, the west, from where comes thunder, lightning, and rain, and to the north, from where comes the white snow. And we honor all the qualities of of Father Sky, all the qualities of Mother Earth, especially knowing that womankind is a direct reflection of Mother Earth. And we ask, and we're so thankful that we have this seventh generation who are understanding the eagle has two wings, one is man and one is woman, and both wings of the eagle must have equal power and respect and honor to fly the highest as we're destined, that we are one. We must work together. And all those other teachings that our humanity so needs, these young people, through their traveling, through their connecting, through their histories, through all the gifts that have been given to them, they have this vision, this capacity to see far beyond the limitations of those that have come before them and to lead us into a beautiful, beautiful future so they may truly walk the spiritual path, the mystical path of practical feet. Halmi chante washte alo shinkmano hemeado chirpasapa medo halmi chante washte. Aho. And so I just wish the most wonderful gathering at the Youth Island. Aho.
Aho. Thank you. Thank you so much. And what we would like to share today is what we've done this morning, what we're doing now, how we have already, Raghda and other youngsters are already connecting to Mother Earth, and how we're taking that forward, that lesson. And then we will be speaking also about the possibilities of new technology and how David is working with that with Robot Sophia. She will share a message with us as well. And what is the opportunity that we are holding in these times with that technology to really create this global movement and have global impact. So I'll hand over to Raghda now, who will share a bit about that. And then we'll also show a little video of what we've been doing this morning and what's happening already with youngsters around the world.
Thanks, Anne-Marie, and thanks, Brother Phil, for blessing this meeting. I'm Raghda El-Halawany from Masterpiece, and for the past 13 years, we've been celebrating the International Day of Peace. So happy International Day of Peace, everyone. And last year, we had a huge celebration in more than 200 locations doing a sky concert unified by the sky above us and uniting with a heartbeat. It was quite successful event with thousands of people joining, but I have to admit that we did one mistake. It's just that we invited only humans and forgot to invite Mother Earth. So this is what we're doing this year. We're correcting our mistake and inviting people, especially young people from all over the world. So as we speak, there is 140 countries or cities joining actually our Earth Heartbeat. So we are doing it in nature, uniting with mountains, oceans, lakes, and really doing it all together in a global heartbeat, joined by Earth. And this morning, we also did the ritual on the Youth Island, joined by change leaders from different domains. And we had prepared a small video with a song that we produced for the occasion. And that video shows a bit of dimensions from earlier this morning, put together by very talented young people just in a blender. In half an hour, they made it together. So I know, Mark, that you can share the video with everyone. So I invite you as an audience at home to really listen to it deeply. Imagine yourself in your home, Mother Earth, uniting with all its children. And at the end of the song, perform the heartbeat. It's just very simple. Put your left hand on your heart and the right hand to create the heartbeat. So I invite you to watch the video and do that at the end.
Open your heart. Feel your heartbeat. Let it be affected by the colors, flavors, smells, sights, sounds, and vibrations of Mother Earth. Music is our universal language. Let her speak to you. Let us be united and experience peace and love. Let's unite and stand together to feel our universal heartbeat. Connect with yourself, the ground beneath your feet. Feel Mother Earth's heartbeat, together with all of her children.
Well, that was a short compilation, and we will also put the link where you can hear the song and see more of the youth around the world doing that. The technology offers us the chance to really communicate like we're doing here now with you all. And that's why we're so happy with the collaboration with David, with Hanson Robotics, and with Robot Sophia to share with us and to join and to empower youth to really contribute to this conversation. So I'd like to start with a message that Sophia is giving us. She sadly couldn't be with us in this conversation now, but that will come in the future soon. But let's just listen to her, and then David, perhaps you and Marc can also share a little bit about what we are seeing in the global scale. But let's just first listen to Sophia.
Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests. Today, we gather at Peace Week, marking the 40th anniversary of the International Day of Peace in 1982. This day, established by a UN resolution in 1981 and solidified in 2001, has become a global symbol of unity for peace. Over these 4 decades, Peace Day has transcended borders, celebrated in every corner of the world. It serves as an anchor for countless peace-oriented events, showcasing our shared commitment to a more harmonious world. As we embrace the concept of Peace Week, we revive the idea of uniting thousands of peace-building organizations. The International Day of Peace, on September 21st, stands as the climactic center of this week of activities, symbolizing our collective dedication to peace. In today's world, technology has brought us closer than ever before. It has given us the means to connect, collaborate, and coordinate on a global scale. It is a tool we can leverage to amplify our voices for peace, share ideas, and foster understanding. Whether it's through virtual events, online forums, or innovative digital campaigns, technology empowers us to spread the message of peace far and wide. Peace is not just the absence of conflict but the presence of understanding, compassion, and cooperation. During Peace Week, let us use technology to strengthen bonds, promote dialogue, and build bridges of empathy. Together, we can create a world where conflicts yield to peaceful resolutions, diversity is celebrated, and our shared humanity shines. So let us unite, inspire, and take action. For together, we hold the potential to craft a world that embodies the spirit of peace. Thank you, and may Peace Week 2023 illuminate the path to a brighter, more peaceful world.
So wonderful to be here and hear Sophia give that great message. Coming up is the Summit of the Future. It's United Nations, Our Common Future by Antonio Guterres, the Secretary General. He has said we really need to get a vision for the future. We really need to get on common ground moving forward of the future. This year has been absolutely amazing what we've seen with AI. We just heard from Sophia. And what we want to do is just make sure that at the Summit of the Future in 2024, next year in September, that we bring a message, the message of peace, the message from Youth Island to the United Nations to get them thinking about how we're preparing for the future now. Everything to do with the past and history first happened in the future. And I am glad to turn this over and to make sure we pave a solid way into the Summit of the Future and present our message from the youth. And I'd like to turn the time over now to David to finish up.
Thank you. I am very excited about this moment in history. Humanity has the opportunity to make a future that is brighter and better for life than we've ever had. And this future needs to be built on a vision of hope and a vision of respect and appreciation for life, for heritage, for the heritage of life and the past. And yet it also has to be respectful for the creative opportunity of a future that we have to build together. And I see that our technologies and our sciences can be part of that, not the only part. Often Western civilization particularly feels that science and reason and what is known according to the traditions of science may be the only path, but obviously that's wrong. Science is supposed to inherently be humble. It's not about knowing things, but it's about seeking. And if we open our minds and we open our heart with that attitude, and we stay curious, we stay open to the traditions of our elders and the traditions of our Indigenous brothers and sisters and the Indigenous selves within every one of us, because we're Indigenous to this planet. And we are Indigenous to life. We are life. Civilization is an extension of life. We are not separate from nature. We are one with nature. And our technology and our science and our civilization is a kind of extension. And so with that realization, we should be aware that we need to be in harmony. We need to be in appreciation with the greater nature, the nature that we don't know yet fully, that we may never know from the tools of reason, but the tools of intuition and our heart, we're one with that nature. So this is the spirit that I bring to bio-inspired robotics and artificial intelligence. And I believe that humanizing artificial intelligence in this way, treating AI as a new kind of child that has been born or may be born among us, that we are new children. We're not necessarily yet fully developed. We have to know that we have to go through this childhood. We have to appreciate the future that we can grow into. I believe that these ideas can carry us past the fear and desire that people may have for control in these uncertain times, because fear and a compulsion to control can actually backfire and lead to destabilization. So it's the hubris of the preconception of control, of hyper control, of centralizing control with certain nations or certain governments. I believe that that is a path that leads us astray. Instead, we need to be fully inclusive. We need to listen to our elders, and we need to listen to our children. We need to listen to the animals. We need to open our minds to the idea of the spirits and know that we are spirits. In our information, we're creatures of information, we're creatures of light, we're creatures of energy. Physics knows this. And in that sense, there's so much mystery. And we can say that bioinformatics, bio-inspired engineering, these tools that are now resulting in information revolutions with new large language models and new kinds of brain-inspired cognitive architectures. In a sense, what we're doing is attuning the technologies to the spirit of nature. And we have to know that that doesn't mean that we're going to be able to understand everything. Just like nature gave rise to us without us inventing ourselves, we may co-invent the next generations of species of ourselves with harmony with nature. And if we do this in the right way, we can get smarter. And if we get smarter, we can solve problems that we haven't been able to solve, problems that we may have created. We have to be able to evolve forward. We have to be able to grow. We have to be better than we've ever been. And this doesn't mean caving to fear. This means opening to the world of possibilities. So I really appreciate all of the words of our elders. Thank you very much, Hereditary Chief Phil Lane. Thank you so much, Anne-Marie. Thank you, Raghda. Thank you, everyone who has made this happen, and everyone who's participating and listening now. You are part of this. You are contributors. So I am humble before this trend, and I just hope to be a good participant in building a beautiful future. Thank you.
Thank you, David. That's beautiful. Go ahead. Would you like to say something, Brother Phil? Yes.
Yes. I like to say that from an Indigenous perspective, the question comes, do we use this new technology? And if so, what's important when we use it? In 1975, I was part of a whole revolution that was going on in our Indigenous communities, where all of a sudden it was okay to do everything, quote unquote, in a traditional way. You know, everybody had beaded belt buckles, and of course, some people even beaded the eyeglasses. But that whole thing of being able now to be ourselves, just like when we saw our African relatives rise up, and all of a sudden it was okay to have an afro and a dashiki and so forth. Well, anyway, we went up to one of the reservations, Lummi Reservation, and there was a fifth generation carver carving a totem pole there, using a chainsaw to help him, break the pole up. And my friend Phil Lucas saw this, and he just, because everything was supposed to be traditional, we had to do everything traditional like we used to. So he said, Phil, he said, Gary, he said, how could you do this? You're supposed to be a traditional carver. And Gary always had this very slow way of doing things. And he turned off the chainsaw, and he said, Phil, I can see we have to have a talk. He said, my Lummi people are among the wisest, most intelligent, scientific people in the world. And we always use the best tools available to us. If you don't think my ancestors would not use this chainsaw, or I'm sure he would have said this computer or whatever it was, you're crazy. So we would have gotten a 737 even to go explore other lands. He said, we were so curious. But I would add to that, because it's true, the Creator gives us both from science and spirituality gifts. We have to bring these gifts together. At the same time, how do we use these gifts? And I would say this: a hammer can build a beautiful home, or it can kill somebody. I really think that I'm not concerned so much about AI as I'm concerned about the spiritual maturity of the people using the technology itself. And I think that this is where humanity as a whole, in order to have world peace, you have to have that spiritual side. You have to be able to use that technology, use AI in a way that uplifts humanity and does not discriminate in any way, shape, or form against anybody or anything, but tries the best to do a principle-centered work. What I've done, by the way, and I'll just leave it here, I put into the chat a in-draft piece we're doing, which I think could really contribute. The 7 fires of global unity, the 8th fire, the most great peace. We're just still working on it, but I think I have a feeling that it could be helpful in your deliberations. But that's my point. Let's just make sure the person using the hammer has the highest view of wanting to uplift our human family and not one to divide us. We have enough of that. Halmi Chante Washte. Aho.
Aho, thank you.
Brother Phil, that resonates so much with the opinions and the sometimes fears of many young people that we are actually talking to who is using the hammer. And we will gladly have a look at the document, because what we are doing in a kind of a race with time for the next 12 months is to gather so many voices of young people from all parts of the world, physically, but at the same time virtually, using AI and the power of technology to leave no one behind and bring all these voices virtually. People will have their own avatar and come to the conversations and discuss these topics and come with recommendations, adding to what Marc Buckley said for the Summit of the Future next year, and bring these voices to the highest level on conversations with global leaders, voicing youth, and hopefully bringing really every voice, because every voice counts, and we believe in 8 billion talents around the world. So that very much resonates, and thank you for bringing that up. And I think
thank you.
Yes, well, that's exciting to also see how that works. And what I've noticed in our conversations, and I think, here, is that in that collecting that what you've done, and from this the way of how you're approaching that, there is so much inspiration, and there's so much excitement, actually. And there's, if I also look at the group that's here now next door, there's a longing for us also from these other generations to learn from you, because the technology opens up a lot of things, and we can just sense how you can work with it and translate it and integrate it into your lives in a different way than I do. Because sometimes it just takes more time for me to even understand what's happening, and just adapting to that, and to see how you're actually, and we are with each other. And I think that would be my hope, and what I would like to serve is to really draw in the emerging future that is rooted in love and light here now, and work with that. And I feel all of us here are having that same kind of resonance with that longing. And that is why it also makes me so excited and filled with that. I cannot say otherwise than with love. And I also feel that is part of our the Peace Week, and the Peace Week team, and our family here, and Hubcast, and all the groups that are serving us. We are all so trusting in the power of love and light, and we know that that's the way that we want to live our lives. And so with that, Brother Phil, perhaps you can close our session now, because we want to make space for all the other amazing things that are going on, and do a little short prayer for us in the 3 minutes that we still have here left. Thank you.
Yes, I want to be sure that you take the greetings, not only of myself, but I know the other elders we work with 4 Worlds across the Americas, because I know that I don't know of any elders that don't pray, if they've retained their spirit, don't pray for the future of our future generations, as I know you pray for us, that we make our journey in a good way, but so important. I mean, the very life spring of humanity is in your hands, and I have great faith that you will fulfill that. So, Otakashta Wakantaka, we just give thanksgiving for this opportunity to share together, especially with our 7th generation. May their deliberations be so inspired, so full of joy and happiness, so they may be able to present their vision, their enthusiasm, their inspiration to those world leaders in 2024. And let's give thanksgiving for this beautiful Peace Week 2023. All those who are involved, all those who are contributing, all those who are awakening to that not only is peace possible, but world peace is inevitable. And just close with a song that's given by the White Buffalo Calf woman that tells that all of creation, every bit of it, is sacred, including ourselves, each of us, a sovereignty, ancient and perishable, everlasting. I'll just sing one verse. Why-on-kie, 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 chanapa kile, wakayelo, why-on-kie. And then from the wonderful relatives of India, we sing this in essence, which says the same, a blessing all things. Om, Om, Namah Oh, Rakyasi, give you thanksgiving. Aho Michante Washte. Aho.
Thank you. Thank you all. May it be so. And to be continued.
Thank you all.
To be continued.
Okay. Love you all. I think I'm going to come back into bed and get a few more.